AI is the downfall of humanity. The teachers are complaining. Overexposure to electronics and devices powered by AI have greatly decreased education performances over the years. All over America, the teachers are frustrated, overworked, underpaid, mistreated, and exhausted. The education system is changing, and I don't think it's in a good way. Students are not engaged in learning, and the performance is poor. Let's look at what some teachers have been saying about reading levels in the American education system.
As she leaves the classroom behind after just 3 years. Listen.
A lot of these kids don't know how to read because they have had things read to them, or they can click a button and have something read out loud to them. I just don't think these kids even care. They don't care about making a difference in the world. They don't care about how to have a resume. They don't care how to write a resume. They don't care how to write a cover letter because ChatGPT will just do it for them. And I think that we need to cut off technology from these kids probably until they go to college.
Hannah is a former teacher, and she joins us now. She posted that video. More than 1 million people have seen it, Hannah, probably more by the time we're on this morning. Why did you post that video?
So I taught for 3 years, as I said in my video. I wasn't always a teacher. I actually started my career in digital marketing. So I've been in the digital world for about 5 years now, or since I've graduated. And throughout the 3 years, I've taught digital arts classes and I've taught an English class. And I would say that in all of my teaching experience, technology has posed quite a challenge. And with AI becoming so accessible to children nowadays, especially teaching in an English or Core 4 classroom, it's been especially challenging kind of to have the kids comprehend and critical think and think for themselves on certain things.
Yeah.
So on my way out, I wanted to kind of raise awareness and just let people know how AI and technology is affecting their children these days.
Right. I know, coming from a mother who taught for 33 years, my sister's a teacher in South Carolina, the challenges that y'all deal with. This is even before AI was a thing. I'm sure it's even more challenging now. And clearly, your opinion is, yes, it is. You're a high school teacher. I'm sure your students loved you. We hate to see someone leave education because of problems within the classroom. Give me some examples of what the students are saying to you.
Well, a lot of students, and I do want to be clear, I taught a lot of very motivated and bright children. And so I don't want this to come off as if this is all the kids' fault. But I do know that a lot of times in my English classroom, I would ask them to write down a short response or just 5 sentences to answer a question. And a lot of times it would be about 2.5 sentences. And they would say, well, I can't think of anything else to say. Or, well, why do I have to answer in complete sentences? Like, you get the point from what I'm saying in just this little sentence. And then a lot of times I would assign essays, long form essays. And I know how children write, especially when they handwrite me things in the beginning of the school year. And so when a student, how I know how they write, typically would give me a very eloquently and thorough essay on a topic that I know that normally wouldn't come from them, I would ask them, was this really you? And I'd run it through an AI generator. And of course, it would say 100% ChatGPT or AI. And I would speak to the student and they would more so question of, well, if I have to redo this, how much is it really going to affect my grade? Can I just take the zero?
Oh my gosh, trying to take the easy way out. Yeah.
Right.
Is it promoting just a laziness among our children?
I suppose. And a lot of them are just feeling as though they don't really need to do the work anymore because AI will just do it for them.
Right.
And I think that AI can be in a classroom in a very effective way if we teach children in the older grades how to use it properly. But if we're allowing them this unlimited access in the classroom to use AI, they're not going to do the work themselves.
Yeah, I know you're a proponent of getting technology out of our classrooms, getting the phones out of our classrooms. I still can't believe some schools are allowing that. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry you had to leave the classroom. What are you going to do next?
Yes, well, I actually am working in a nonprofit now. I run donor relations, development, and digital marketing for them. So I'm back in what I was doing before teaching, and I'm loving it so
All
far.
right. Well, Hannah, thank you for giving up those 3 years.
A lot of the teachers are complaining that technology is negatively affecting the students. Tech has made children lazy, where they don't feel the need that they have to work to do something big. Like, why write this paper when AI can write it for me? And even when caught with plagiarism, they're willing to take a zero that negatively affects their grade. I remember back in college getting caught plagiarism, like plagiarizing anything was like not okay. Like no one's ever okay with that. Like you would literally cry or like fight. Like I want to go to the boards and appeal this. Like there's no way that because most people like students back in those times when you plagiarize, you would get expelled. I don't know if it's the same today, but you would get expelled for plagiarism. So to see now that it's totally different, where it's no big deal, it's kind of crazy. And while it's amazing, like the advancement of AI and the things that AI can do, which works good. Like if you have a business, you could automate so much stuff in your business that that's great, right? Um, it's making the students like not exercise their brain, like to critically think, to analyze a piece of data in front of them. They would rather just snap a picture, send it to ChatGPT, and let's see what ChatGPT says about it. And that's not how it should be. Like, there's this thing called brain rot, and I'll insert the definition right here of brain rot. So, yeah, from this teacher's experience, AI is promoting laziness. The statement is true. Like, if you don't use it, you will lose it. So, children aren't exercising their brains to critically think and analyze. Now they don't know how to.
Longer a teacher, thank God. I can finally say the things that have been on my mind all school year. Okay? As somebody that taught high school and basically educating our new young adults, we should all be scared. Every last one of us should be scared. These kids cannot read, they cannot write. There is no type of comprehension skills, no type of critical thinking. They cannot do anything on their own. They expect everything to be taught to them. Well, I won't even say taught. They expect everything to be given to them. So in my class, we did this thing where I made them write once a week. So they would have some type of assignment where they would have to write at least a paragraph, meaning 5 sentences. 5 sentences. The amount of assignments that I got in with 1 sentence, 2 sentences, the amount of complaints I got where with the whole 5 sentences, that's too much. Can we do 3? Isn't 3 considered a paragraph? Oh, baby. We are in for a wild ride, y'all. Every assignment that I gave them, I kid y'all not, every assignment that I gave them, there was several students that came to my desk and asked me to walk them through the entire assignment, the whole thing. But genuinely, the truth of the matter is everybody is failing these kids. Everybody. The school board with all these different rules, they're failing these kids. The principals or admin altogether, they're failing these kids, and they're failing the teachers because they're basically telling us that we had to just pass a child along just to keep these graduation numbers up. So everybody, like everybody. Oh, and don't get me started on the parents. Like, I would call and say, hey, your child is failing. And the first thing is, well, why didn't I know about this? Probably because you didn't answer the phone. Probably because you didn't respond to my emails. On top of that, you have 24-hour access to Power School. When I tell y'all, it is horrible. Like, the parents that are here now are not the parents that we had growing up. My parents checked my Power School weekly. And still to this day, my brother just graduated high school a few weeks ago, and still to this day, his grades were checked. Everybody's grades were checked. So, unfortunately, it's not these kids' faults. I mean, yeah, they're lazy, but like, what are you supposed to do when all you got to do is tell your mama, well, she failing me, and the school board is going to accommodate that parent? Like, it's crazy, y'all. We should be very scared for our new nurses, our new doctors, our new everybody. These colleges are going to have to start lowering their requirements. They're going to have to start lowering the fact, or just lowering everything, because the way that stuff is going now, the amount of kids that are going to come into these schools and they cannot read, they cannot write, they cannot do anything without AI. We should be scared. We should really be scared. Have a great day.
This former teacher in the previous video and this teacher here in this video have the same complaints. So there has to be some truth here. Whether it's over consumption of AI or simply not caring about education. Students today, they struggle with reading and writing, and they're not engaged in learning because they simply don't care. And that could be a many of factors, like environmental factors. Maybe they don't have any hope in the future, because if the world's just crap, then why bother? But I think it's very sad that this has been a problem for so long, and I don't see anybody coming up with solutions to change this. And it kind of makes you wonder, like, is this by design? Who knows? Particular video, and a comment says, unpopular opinion, that colleges shouldn't lower requirements and we shouldn't accommodate failures. Like, let the students today, because she said let them, meaning the students today, see that the world has revolved around them, because that what gets me. And allegedly, there are a lot of colleges, universities that lower their standards so to meet the children, to allow them to be able to enroll and be accepted into the programs. Because if they kept the standards to what they used to be, there would be no one there. Like, no one would be eligible to enroll, which affects funding and all the other benefits that they get.
Children cannot read. Our children cannot read, let alone writing a paragraph, let alone comprehension. They cannot read. They do not know how to sound words out. They were not taught that. And if you're wondering, well, then why does my kid just keep getting passed on to the next grade? Because that's what they're doing now. They're not holding the children back. They're moving them on. They're graduating them, knowing that your child is illiterate.
Every 5 to 7 business days, we have this conversation and scream, the kids can't read, the kids can't read. But do you know why the kids can't read? Let me reiterate to you why kids are not able to read. Lucy Calkins and balanced literacy are the reason why generations of kids can't read. Google her. No Child Left Behind and the rush to race to the top with test scores and get the money is the reason why kids can't read. The 1993 Education Act and Bill Clinton is the reason why kids can't read. This is not a new phenomenon. I've been teaching for 25 years. This has been going on for decades, and teachers like me have been screaming from the rooftops about this for many, many years. And it's not COVID. Don't do that. Don't blame COVID. COVID just lifted the veil off of things we already knew were going on. Graduation rates are amazing, but guess what? Those kids can't read. So how are they graduating? Maybe those stats aren't what they really appear to be. You know, they struggle here with me in elementary. They continue to struggle in middle school, high school, and even in college. There are peers in Elizabeth's class that she has to help because they can't read, comprehend, synthesize, or critically analyze their work. They need extra assistance. And while you're screaming about the kids, the parents can't read either. The majority of adults in this country have a literacy rate of that of a seventh or eighth grader. And this is not on purpose. This is by adults in this country have a literacy rate of that of a seventh or eighth grader. And this is not on purpose. This is by design. So why do you think they're not helping? Why do you think they're not doing anything? Everybody knows it. The federal government doesn't care. State departments of education don't care. Districts don't care. And a lot of teachers don't care because a lot of kids can't read because of the piss poor teacher in front of them. A lot of our children have learning disabilities. And a lot of kids have disabilities and are not on any type of special plan.
The video and the second video, they all align. I think all three of these videos, three different teachers, they're different states. So there has to be some truth to this. They all aligned where they said, like, everybody's feeling the children. It's not just the children feeling themselves. Everybody's been feeling the kids, and it's the districts, the admins, the superintendents, whoever, because it's all incentivized to have a certain amount of graduation quota to get funding, as opposed to making sure these kids have the skill sets they need and the tools they need to be able to make the world a better place and to be able to go into the world as functioning adults. And this has been happening for generations. Like this previous teacher said, this she's been teaching for 25 years, and they've been saying this. I think the introduction of AI in the schools has definitely had a negative effect where it promoted a lot of laziness, and I just think that was just due to lack of proper guidance and boundaries to when they did it. Like, I personally feel like laptops should have never been introduced into every classroom. Maybe certain classrooms, like if you're doing computer studies and stuff like that. Other grievances that a lot of teachers have with, just the way the profession is today is with parents' engagement slash involvement in their school, like in correspondence and stuff like that. And I think also that needs to be more focused on as well. Like, but maybe the parents are worried about other things like the bills, because maybe the bills don't play, okay? Bills are something else, but it's a part of life. Life comes with bills, but still, that shouldn't be a reason why you're slacking on keeping up with correspondence with your teachers, with for your babies, making sure they're on the right track, the skill set they have. Like the second video, I think the teacher said, like, when the parent found their child was feeling, they were like, "Why didn't I know?" And she was like, "Did you answer the letter? Did you answer the phone?" Like, I mean, it happens, but I think there needs to be way, way more parent teacher like engagement and access. Like, you know, I think a lot of parents just need to change their outlook on who they feel should teach their children how to read and write, like do the basic skills. Mothers, parents, fathers, parents, we are the first teachers, not the teacher down at PS 118, not them. You, you are the first teacher. And like the teacher in the third video said, like a lot of the parents can't read and write. Okay, then you should utilize the resources that are provided. If you go to your local library, a lot of them have resources where you can get like free tutoring for your kids or discounted tutoring for yourself and your child. Or they have certain days where they do like a reading program, and all these things are here locally. A lot of people just don't know how to use, like how to access them or utilize them, but they're there. Your local library is the first place anybody should go if they have problems with reading and writing and tutoring, because I'm pretty sure they have somebody on staff that be able to assist you with that or help you go in a direction. Or you can utilize social media, AI. Facebook Marketplace have a lot of tutors on there. There are a lot of college kids that tutor in the summer, or who, if you live in a college town, there are a lot of kids that do stuff like that for extra money. So that's also something to look into. And then you can use the summer time as like reading book time. It doesn't have to be the whole summer. You could pick the month of July or August before school, but give your child a book. It could be an easy book, depends on the grade level of your child, but give your child a book and have them read it, and the time frame and everything could be on you. Where and you let them write you a book report on the book, and all these things would help them like to enjoy reading, help them with writing, and that way you yourself can see like, okay, my how your child operates, and that way you can get the help that your child needs if you do these things yourself. Because I did summer like reading when I was in high school, many moons, not that much moons, but many moons ago, and that's why now I love books. And I also introduced my children to books really, really early. Like I was reading to them when they was in the womb, so they love books. They'll go grab a book before they grab the iPad. So all it takes is just putting it out there, like encouraging the child to do the things that they need to, and then getting the help that you need, looking around your local areas, your local libraries for the resources that they have, and utilize them because they're there. You're paying for them. You are paying for them, so you might as well use them. How are the problems going to get fixed if no one offers a solution? So that's my solution. My solution is, you know what, go into your local library and utilizing the resources they have, and introduce things like, reading time during the summer, doing a reading book, a book report, and hey, make it fun. Like, you want to make $200, $100 this summer? Read this book, write me a book report. And that means the parents, you would have to read the book too, so you could know what the book's about and know what they say. And let them handwrite the note of like one page, a paragraph about the book. And I think all that's going to help with this whole be confident. Like I think as parents, we should want to be confident that our kids has the tool sets they need, has all the skills to be able to be functional people to make this place a better place, because it needs to be a better place. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like my content, please stick around for more. Bye, Mom.